Okay, so we're going to do the second example from our notes about finding the maximums and minimums with a calculator. These are the steps that we followed in our first example. So this time we're going to do the second function, y equals x cubed plus 8x squared plus 16x. So I'm going to go over to the calculator. I'm going to go to y squared. I still have my other function in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do what we just listed. So we have x cubed, so that's going to be the caret button and the 3, and plus 8x squared, so 8x caret button 2 for the exponent, plus 16x, okay? I'm going to graph it. And again, when it's graphed, you'll be able to visually see where the minimum and maximum are. Clearly, this is the maximum and this is the minimum, but they're kind of far down and far up. So we're going to try to find the actual accurate amount. So we're going to do second calc, and we're going to tell it to do the minimum, which is number 3. So 3. And what happens again is that the function pops up in the window, and then it's just got a point listed here, and it's asking us to define for it, playing dumb again, define where the minimum is located. In between what 2 points would we find it? So the left bound would be down here and up a little ways to maybe somewhere right there, so it's to the left of the minimum. So I'm going to use my arrows to come down. That looks to be good right there. So again, it's hard to see because it's kind of covered up by the words. Plus they're showing different values, but I'm going to push enter. And then it says right bound. So I'm going to go back to the right somewhere. That should be good about right there because you know that the minimum is somewhere down here. So that would be the left and that would be to the right. Press enter. And then it's going to say, do you want to take a guess? And you know, we could, but it's just easier to tell a calculator to just go ahead and calculate it. So press enter a second time, and then it'll calculate it for you, okay? So you can see that the minimum is located at the point negative 1.33333 and down on the y from negative 9.481481. So it's down pretty far. You can see it's about 9 down. So when I write the minimum value, though, I'm just going to write the y value. I'm not going to write the x value because they always have you do that when you're doing the value of a function. So at its minimum, the value of the function is negative 9.48. And I always round to the nearest hundredth. You could do the nearest hundredth or the nearest tenth. I just do hundredth because it's more accurate. And you can see that the 8 has a 1 next to it, so the 8 would stay. Okay, so now let's calculate the maximum. So we got to go back to the calc menu, which is the second trace. And this time maximum is 4, so I'm going to type in 4. And again, it's going to say, can you give me a clue where it is? So this is the maximum. So I'm going to have to take my cursor, and it's hard to see where it is. Remember, it was down here near the minimums. So when I do this, it's coming back up. And I'm going to go to the left of the maximum. That's pretty good right there. And push enter. And it's going to say, can you give me a range of how far right it could go? Okay, so I'm going to go back up into the right side of where it could be. And push enter. And then, of course, it's going to say guess, but let's just push enter twice, and it'll already calculate it for us. So look, that's pretty easy. The maximum lies on the x-axis. It's located at negative 4, 0. So the value of the maximum in this case is just 0, okay? When negative 4 is plugged into the function, okay, this means it's also a solution to the function. This is not only the one of the zeros of the function, a solution, but it's also the maximum. And the y value is 0 because we didn't go up or down. So when you're finding the maximum and minimums, the most important thing to remember is you got to tell the calculator how far left or how far to the right or in between 2 points where they could fall. And the minimum and maximum values, instead of listing the coordinates, we're just listing the y value.